All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Got the fire behind me going, although it's not a cold night. But I got some old wood that got to burn from the tree. So, anyway, see if anybody comes in. If not, we'll just have to cut her short. We'll give her a little bit to populate. Anyway, I don't know what everybody's doing tonight. But tonight I thought I'd bring out an old whiskey I've had laying around for a long time. It's old Longmorn 15. I bought this clear back in probably 2018, 2017, 2018. Bought it up in Manhattan, Kansas. And thought tonight would be a fruitful night since K-State. My son loves the K-State Wildcats. I can't stand them, but they're from Manhattan. And they're playing football tonight. They were losing a half, but got another half to go, so you never know. But I'm just not that interested in watching them. Anyway, I thought I'd open and try this whiskey because it ain't getting no younger, and if it never gets drank, it ain't been used for anything. Let's hope this cork, I wetted it about 20 minutes ago, so hopefully she will pop off. We'll get her opened up here. Hopefully it don't give me no cork problems. That's already given me a problem with the foil. Pocket knife here and see if I can get the rest of the way. That should be a trick. Yep, yep. Anyway, I'll get the cork. Now let's hope and pray it broke. I kind of figured it might. Been too long. Have to be very gentle. We're probably still gonna get a little bit in the whiskey, but one thing about it, cork don't kill you. Oh, I wish I had my, I'll be straining it when I'm done with all this. Probably should be using the spade blade. I can already see a couple pieces drop down in there on the whiskey itself. Hello. Oh yeah. Yeah, it happens when you break a cork. These old whiskey bottles, sometimes the cork just don't hold up. And this is a pretty old one. Been a long time since Longmorn made a 15. Everything's a 16 now for the Longmorn. I'll have to run it through my wine diffuser and get all the pieces of cork, but that gets most of it up. Hello, everyone. People don't really recognize. Anyway, just gonna sit by the fire and drink an old whiskey. 15-year-old Longmorn. Out of one of my glasses I had made a few years ago out of this Copita. Let's see if I've got any cork floating in it. Nope, not on this one. The apples smell good. Well, I hadn't used my pocket knife all day, so I finally got a reason to use my pocket knife. Anyway, it's nice. I'm guessing about 82 degrees. Fire at my back's making it hot. But dogs is out. Tree frogs in the trees. Just thought I'd enjoy a quiet night. Let's see what was held for review. New message. I have no idea what all that means. So, not sure I can't see it all because the dang phone is so small. See a bunch of pumpkins. stuff. I'll show it. What the heck? I can't read. I can't read whatever that is. Said hi. Arabic. I'm not proficient in Arabic. I have no idea what. I don't think I know any words in Arabic. Little Japanese, German, a little bit of Spanish. I mean, just a little bit. That's about all I really know. Hello, Landoni 1180. Nice to meet you guys. Anyway, it's just a nice night here in central Kansas. Did about 2 weeks ago, we got to watch Starlink go over the horizon that way. It's the first time I'd seen that. Not tonight though, I haven't seen nothing tonight. Not at all. Dogs is out running around. They treed a coon and the raccoon in the tree behind me the other night. I don't know what he was doing here. Oh, the apples are strong with this whiskey. Apples and butterscotch. Vanilla. And I just ate 16 waffles off my floor. Well, whatever floats your boat, dude. It's up to you. If I drink this bottle tonight, I could probably eat 16 off my floor too. Might remember it. Hell, we used to eat. When I was in the military, we used to catch crickets, put them on top of shots of Southern Comfort. That's the one thing you couldn't find in the barracks. No crickets in our barracks ever. We have a party night on Saturday night. We catch all the crickets we could find. We just line up the shots with a cricket on top of each one. Go crazy. We were kind of nuts. Goddess Kim, hi. Well, hello. I'm primarily a whiskey channel. So, but I just wanted to get on live. Haven't been on live in a long time. Just kind of spend some time out here. Saturday night a Friday night ain't nothing going on, so maybe tomorrow I'll go fishing. Thinking about it. We'll see. I got some stuff to do around the house yet before I can do that. What you guys doing tonight? Anybody doing anything fun or interesting other than eating a bunch of waffles off their floor? You'll never see this whiskey again. I think they quit making it. I don't know what. I'd have to. I don't think it got the code on the bottle there. I don't see a code. If I can find a code on the bottle, but it's kind of a dim light. Get an idea about when it was made. They usually do the code somewhere on these bottles. Not every code's universal either. Sometimes they're so worn you gotta have a really bright flashlight. Yeah, I don't know that. The Longmorn 15, I bought that in 2018. I don't know when they quit making it, to tell the truth. They make the 16 now. I started making 16 a few years ago. So I'm guessing the 15 was before that. I still got some 16 left. I have to compare the two. I like Crown Royal Black myself. Crown Vanilla mixed with Vanilla Coke is really good. Yeah, I've never really drank Crown Vanilla. I'm not much of a Crown Royal guy myself. I mean, I've had it, but I prefer scotches and bourbons myself, but there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's got their taste. They like what they like, and that's the way it is. There ain't nothing wrong with it. I like an old fashioned sometimes. It's hard to beat a good old fashioned. I wonder where the dang shadow's coming from. Oh, it's from that bottle right there. From the bottle. That's where the shadow's coming in at. It's just a good night. Been getting a lot of rain in Kansas. I plan on enjoying it. It's a good one. I ain't gonna give it a rating, not sitting out here live at night, but I can still enjoy it, let it air out. I get done here, I have to go inside, I run it through my wine diffuser, get all the pieces of cork out of it, find me a new cork out of my stash of corks that'll fit the bottle. I got plenty of old corks. Put a new one in the bottle and wait a couple of weeks or so, let it air a little bit and compare it with that 16. Stay safe. A lot of rain in Florida, and I guess Florida too, yeah. Though this is abnormal for Kansas. This year's been, we went from 5 years of pretty much dry to now we just got a ton of rain this year. We probably got more rain combined this year than we've had in the last 5, truth be told. So, I mean, all the lakes are full now. Everything's doing pretty well. But it's just, and the rain messes with the ground when it starts. My plumbing got all messed up. I had to call a plumber out and they had to do a lot of repair work. It was a pain. And because we got a basement, plumbing's deep, so I couldn't dig it myself. It was just a pain in the butt. Monsoon like here in Arizona. Yeah, but that's kind of your time of year for the monsoons in Arizona. I was in Arizona back in June. It was dry in June. We had a good time. Drove down through the Arizona. Had a real good time. Went from, we took what's called Arizona BDR, but we ran it in a Toyota truck. I can't even think of the name of it, the model it was. Jeremy, a friend of mine. Anyway, but we went from Coronado Heights along the border in southern Arizona, all the way through the Grand Canyon, all the way to the border there with Utah. It was a blast. Monsoon is June to September, yeah. Kind of thought so. It wasn't raining when we was there, right? We never did get no rain. We camped out 3 nights. Well, when I was there, it wasn't too hot, but I've heard the same thing. I was surprised by, I mean, there was desert, but you know, I always had, you know, I've drove through 40 between Flagstaff and Winslow quite a few times. And it's always kind of deserty up through there. I always thought as you got south toward the border, Arizona would be more deserty down there. But actually it's more grasslands than you think down in that area. It really kind of surprised me. Even looking across the border into Mexico, there was a lot of just grasslands just stretching out. A lot of good grazing. Grand Canyon's 4 hours from here? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a good time. We went up on the Navajo Indian Reservation and paid the $30, I think it was a piece, for the access fee. And we took a road and we drove up into what's called, where the Little Colorado River runs through the canyon. We went to the Grand Canyon itself, but where we seen the Little Colorado and the canyon associated to, oh, I don't know, 20 miles, I guess, before it runs into the Grand Canyon itself. That's all deep canyon. It was, that whole area is just stunningly beautiful. I enjoyed it. That and I always say it wrong, but I'm gonna try to get it right. Mogollon Rim. That was beautiful too. We had a great drive up there. If you get a chance to go to the canyon, I would suggest you do. Now, one thing about the heat there, I mean, it was kind of hot, but when you got in the shade and with the wind blowing, the lack of humidity made it tolerable. Here in Kansas, this year's been more humid than normal because of all the rain. So, you know, here you get 98 to 102, and you sit in the sun, you still miserable. Down in Louisiana, where my wife's from, we lived there for a couple of years. You're miserable at 90 degrees down there. I mean, the air's so thick. I'm from Kansas, and we first moved down there with her where she lives. I always made the joke you could cut the air with a knife to find a hole to breathe, but it's just thick and humid down there, and it just kind of sits on you because there's not a lot of breeze. It just doesn't move a lot of wind. Yeah, it's dry heat there always. Yeah, that's always assumed that. Hey, last beer. Cheers. Cheers. Been a while. But yeah, just killing time out here, drinking an old scotch and enjoying the evening. So, got my little, bought this at a garage sale for $1, little electric lantern. It's pretty cool. It's still in the box. I didn't know it. I didn't think it'd work when I bought it. I thought, $1, it's probably not gonna work. I'll take a chance. You know, brought it home and put batteries in it, fired right up. Yeah, it's horrible that people have to die, especially in that manner. It is. I wish that upon nobody. I don't. Wish that upon nobody. Especially over politics of all things. That's probably the most saddest reason. You just got to learn to let it go. I mean, it's just what you got to do. It's how I do anyway. I can't. I vote, try to change if I can't, live with the results of what all the other voters decide, and that's just the way it is. And you just got to, that's how our republic works. So, but some people can't just do that. No, salute to you. We're gonna go in for another dram. We're gonna try not to get any cork in it. I see one little piece in there. It won't kill me. No, just very little, very little. Probably enough just to get by, and not even get by very well. I know a few common words, and that's just about it. So, I had Spanish clear back in my sophomore year of high school. That would have been 1982. Yeah. So, that's a long time to try to remember. Much more than just a few words. I got more German, I remember, than I do Spanish. I was stationed in Germany for a couple of years, so. I know some of the guys on the rig, they'll try to talk to me, mixing their English and Spanish, and then every once in a while I'm trying to talk to them, and I'll throw a German word or two in there, not realizing it, while trying to converse as best I can in Spanish, and I get some very quizzical looks. But it's all right. That's the way it is. I do the best I can. Oh man, this really has a wonderful chocolatey smell. It started out real appley. Butterscotch, vanilla, there's some chocolate in it. Some almonds too. I do smell some almonds in this. That smells good. This is good single malt. Longmorn makes a good product. I really like their single malt. 16 is good too. 16 I think is even probably a little more fruitier than this one. Ooh, I better put another piece of wood on the fire. There we go. I'll throw you on the fire cube with that. All right. Got a few more pieces on there. Sipping the good stuff. Cheers, OJ. I haven't seen you in a while. Yep. Well, yeah, but I like long ones. So yeah, that's the good stuff. 15. Like I said, it hadn't been made in years. I literally opened this bottle tonight. You know, I figured the cork would go because it's set so long. And about every 6 months to a year, I go in there and turn all my bottles, wet the corks, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. Sometimes they just fail, and that's just the way it is. So, but yeah, got to drink it sooner or later. So, it's now sooner than later. It works good for me. Damn, it's good smell, chef. Hey, I'm drinking out of a copita tonight. I didn't feel like going downstairs to get a Glencairn. I thought, I don't feel like going up down the stairs. My knee's been bothering me a little bit. Oop, she's smoking now. It's that punky last piece of wood out there on there is a little bit punky. But now I don't really got, nothing's really been happening in my world. My world's been kind of just easing along. Ain't been working much. Don't look like it's going to pick up anytime soon. I'm a contract geologist, so kind of work at the whims when the companies work. When I get a job, I get a job. I got some Pirate Bottles ECBP I got to get into. Yeah. I've got one of the old ECBPs left. The old style bottles. I haven't opened it either. I don't know how the cork would be on it. I've had it for a long time too. Actually, I had two. Drank one. Then the new bottle started coming out, so I started drinking this. So let's put it back. It's just like I got a really old, probably 2017 bottle of what the hell the name of that? Knob Creek. And it was a store pick from up in Manhattan, Kansas. And I got a bottle of that's, I've had 3 bottles. I've got one left. It's the best bourbon I've ever drank, personally. I've never had I can't say it's the best bourbon. It's the best bourbon I've ever drank. I've never had no Pappy Van Winkles. I've seen 2 bottles in my entire life at a thing. I mean, I've probably seen them when I was younger and I didn't pay attention. In the 80s and the 90s. Back then, things were different though. I didn't buy bourbon to sip the bourbon. Back then, I bought Wild Turkey 101 usually 90% of the time. And you bought what you liked, and I knew I liked it, and I never ventured far beyond that. Jim Beam if I was mixing, Jack Daniel if I was mixing, depending on the company I was in. But if it was just me, it was always Wild Turkey 101. That's such an iconic bottle. It's hard to beat, and it's really good stuff. Hey, Donner Pass. It's been a while since I did a cheers. Nice to see you. Some guys I ain't seen in a while, but I don't do lives very often either. So, I guess get around to this every once in a while late on a Friday. I'll have to drag out one of those old bottles and open an older bottle of bourbon I got laying around that sits. See what it does. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got, yeah, that one, that fridge is 15. It's a 15. I've got a couple of from Big Red One store, and they were 14 years old. I got a 13-year-old. I got several. Some have not opened much. The other ones I've opened quite a bit. I was fire smoking a lot. I put a punky piece of wood in there. I shouldn't have done that. We'll see what happens. Because it's a little bit damp from all the rain. Should burn off here in a little bit. I tell you though, I drink bourbon. My dad drank bourbon. I tried a couple of scotches. I tried a Johnny Walker Red and Black when I was in the military back in about 1986. It wasn't bad, but I just preferred bourbon back then. I came along a long time. Every once in a while, someone would buy some Irish whiskey at a party or something, maybe a Bushmills or something like that. I'd drink a little bit of it, but that standard Bushmills really is not, to me, is not a very good whiskey. I don't know. I do not care for it. And I never hung around the people that would buy Redbreast back then. That would spend the money on that. So for a long time, that was pretty much the highlight of that, or tequila and making margaritas and things of that nature. And around 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, I went to a party, a Christmas party by a oil company that I'd worked for off and on. And a landman came up to me, and trust me, landman, the landman show you may watch, I've known a bunch of landmen and I've never seen one. That's all the stuff he does. They do a lot, but they don't do that. He's more of a fixer, landman. But anyway, Bill came up to me and asked me if I like whiskey. I said, oh yeah. I said, what they got? He said, start going with all these like Yamazaki 18 and they even had an old Macallan cask strength, 12-year cask strength. It was before this new cask strength series that came out back about 2019, 2020 time frame. And it was the original 12 cask strength. And he's like, yeah. So they got this. Try this. He had the Yamazaki 18 in his glass. I took a sip of that, and I had never tasted a whiskey like that in my life. I cut straight. I said, honey, I'm going to go to the whiskey bar. She was visiting with, I forget the lady's name now. She's retired. She was visiting with her, so I cut straight over to the whiskey bar, man, and then I just kind of went. We staggered out of there. We hit the last liquor store open on the way home, and I have no knowledge of scotches at all at this point. But that Macallan was dynamite. So I bought a Glenfiddich 15. That seemed about the best that little liquor store had. And that's when I started drinking more scotches at that time. And of course I found Ralphie about that time, started watching all the Ralphie reviews, and really didn't do nothing but watch reviews until Scotch Test Dummies come along, and they started talking about whiskeys, and yeah, if we knew where we could get this or this or that. I said, well, I know where you can get that, because I'd seen it in a store. And one thing led to another. And so I'm here now. My channel started in 2017. I know that's hard to believe, but it's been a long time coming. And them early videos were bad. Real bad. Yep, test it. Yeah, I haven't talked to Scott or Bart. 6 months ago, probably the last time I talked to him. Scott was doing the movement thing when he was moving and all that. So that was about, yeah, I need to call Bart, see what he's up to. It'd be nice. I haven't talked to him in a little bit. Oh man. But now I've kind of dialed back. Last year was particularly hard on the family and everything, and last two and a half years been kind of rough on us all. But time has a slow way of healing, but it never really completely heals you. But I'm getting more in the hang of it, more back every time. So I had lost my daughter to cancer last year, August 29th last year. She was sick for a while. What are my dogs barking at? There's another dog on the other side over there. She's got one, I got two. That's the neighbor's dog, I got all three of them. Come here, Max. Come on. Don't knock everything over. Big youth boy. He's my only boy. I think he's more squirrel dog anymore than bird dog. Yeah, you'll point the birds, but dang, you like a squirrel. Like a raccoon too. He's gonna fight that raccoon the other night. And then my girls, they're all wound up. Something going on over yonder. They're over at the gate over there against the fence over yonder. And Maggie, she's always looking at shadows. Come here, Maggie. Maggie. Oh, come on. She's my shadow chaser. My shadow chaser. Yeah, you're my shadow chaser. You find shadows interesting. Then Nene. Come on, baby. I know I can't leave you out either. Nene is Maggie's baby. She's the youngest one of them all. She's also the toughest one. I don't know why. She don't take no shit from any other dog. She's gotten a couple of fights. I have to monitor you. You like to scrap. She does. She looks, I don't know, she's crazy. Well, guys, I'll finish this dram here and then I'm gonna call it a night. My back is starting to get really hot. Starting to sweat. Which is colder. This will be funner in about 2 more months when the nights are much colder. But I got plenty of wood to burn. I got a tree that never quit shedding limbs. And then the neighbor lady's tree too. I take care of her limbs for her as well. It's trees. She's got more than one. She's got 6 or 7 over there. So anyway, cheers everybody. I enjoy it. Thank you. Thanks for the 2 or so that stuck around here toward the end. I appreciate it. And we'll do this again with another whiskey. I can't say when, but I'll try my best. Everyone, have a wonderful evening. I appreciate you. Drink a good whiskey. You'll be better for it. Good night. Now let's see, I'll turn this thing off. What does that do? Nope, that don't do it. I forgot how to turn it off. How about that one? Nope, that don't do it either. Been a while since I've done this. Wow. How about that? Yes, I want to stop streaming. Later, everybody.